Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Tactical Baby Gear Podcast. In this episode, Alex and I give you some updates from SHOT Show, some updates around racing and our race Jeeps and all that kind of stuff, and then Alex gives some potty training tips with warm water. It's exciting. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're live? We're live! Coming at you live from... That was pretty good, right? What's up, everybody? How's it going? Hi, Alex.
You just got home from Vegas and you're in the like announcer mode, like you were just in like the MGM Grand, like some like boxing
watching
ring.
The UFC fights. That was so awesome. When we went to see the Stipe fight. Did you guys watch the Conor McGregor fight by chance?
I did not.
I didn't. I saw the clip of him like knocking out what's his face, but Cowboy.
Oh, so he won.
Yeah, knocked out Cowboy. Which I don't know if it was actually a knockout. It was more of he was beating the crap out of him, and the ref stopped it.
So you're down for the count.
He was just like balled up, like just trying to protect himself, and they're like, yeah, he can't defend himself anymore, and they like called it. Is the brief highlight that I saw. I don't know if that's actually what happened, so nobody hold me to the fire on that one.
He won.
But he won. That's a bad dude, man.
Yep.
Travis was watching this documentary. I want to watch a documentary. And he's just like in the slums fighting, being like, I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be the world's greatest fighter ever. And like, that's all he cared about was fighting. Anyways, how's it going? Yes. So I feel
like having kids. It's like having like constantly in the it's an octagon, right? Not a hexagon. Just want to make sure I'm using the right terminology here.
Yes.
I constantly feel like with kids. I'm constantly feel like I'm in the trapezoid. All sides, all messed up. Doesn't matter. And tired.
I was just about to say, and how are you doing?
I'm tired. I'm always tired on the podcast.
We say that's
because I'm always tired.
Travis sent me a clip of a video. We'll post it if it hasn't been posted yet. It's just me asking Alex how he's doing, and he's like, I'm tired.
I'm sure some parents out there can relate.
It is pretty funny, but
I was starting to get sleep. Like last week, we had finally turned the corner. So we took away the nighttime diaper for the twins. They're about 3.5. So we took away, we were potty training, and that's been successful. Moved into the nighttime, remove that. So we're trying to make sure their bladders can hold it. And the oldest, by 2 minutes, never had an issue. He just was able to hold it. But the younger ones seemed to make it like halfway through the night, and then he'd wake up and we'd have to change sheets and go down that whole path. So we're like, all right, how do we try to help them out? You know what I mean? Just kind of like you sleep train. How do you kind of sleep pee train, I guess? And so finally we're like, all right, well, before we go to bed, let's just start waking them up. You know, you when you're nursing, or they do dream feeds, and it's almost like you wake up the kid, and the lady hooks him up, and the kid almost doesn't know.
The mother.
Well, yeah, I know way too much about nursing.
No, dude, that's a good thing.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so they the baby's nursing, but never really wakes up. You kind of burp it, and it's almost like you put them back to sleep, and it's like it never happened, but they got the feed in. So I was like, all right, how do we night pee the kid? You know what I mean? So we'll wake him up, because he's just, they're dead to the world once these kids fall asleep. They're just dead to the world. So we pick them up, get him, it's kind of tag team him, kind of slide down the pajamas as we're trying to put him on the potty. He'll start to kind of wake up, be like, I don't want to. And the first time he was fighting it, and I was like, oh man, this isn't going to work, because the more he fights it, the more he's going to wake up, right? I was like, get warm water. So now, get him on the potty. I start pouring warm water on, the area. Instantly starts peeing. That was a little tidbit for y'all. Y'all laugh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard all kinds of stuff. I'm surprised I didn't hear that one from Booth.
Yeah.
That's something.
So you pour a little hot water on it, and then he'll start to go, and he's still kind of dazed and confused.
Let's not hot water. Warm water.
Yeah. I'm not gonna burn them. Just warm enough to get the juices flowing, and then we kind of pull the pajamas back up, put them right to bed, and he'll go right back to sleep.
Response to this?
Well, she was like, after the first night we did it without the water, she was like, man, this is like on blogs I read, kind of like people were equating night, the nighttime, kind of like wake them up and before you go to bed and let them pee. That way, kind of like their bladder will start to learn how to spread it out. And it's like a nighttime feed, so we were like, oh yeah, we'll just do that. And he woke up and he was fighting it. We finally got him to go, but it was like a 15-minute battle, and I was like,
and he's
cool.
awake, and it's like
I got this 3.5-year-old awake at 10 o'clock. I'm like, this is not what I want when I'm trying to go back to sleep. And the boys sleep in the same room, so it's like if we get him too wound up, as likely we will wake up the brother, and then I have to calm the other one down. So it's like how do we tiptoe around this to make it as seamless as possible without waking up the other one? So I was just like, you know what? Like, I know how to fix this problem. I was like,
how this works.
For all the men listening, if you're standing in there and they dump hot, warm water, like it's harder to control.
Yeah. Oh man, hold on. I got ahead of myself. We got ahead of ourselves.
Anyways, tip for y'all.
Yeah. Well,
you try that. But anyways, I tried doing it by myself last night. I was on dad duty. Kid lunch, leaned over. I was pouring the water. His shirt got right into it. So then I had to wake him up to change his shirt, and I was like, mission blown. He finally calmed down, but that wasn't until after the other kid woke up. And so like the wife gets home, she's like, how did the nighttime potty go? I was like, perfect. I woke everyone up. Just winning on my own.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell my dad joke. I have a good one that was told in the Ask TBG chat group on Instagram from Long Throw Knucklebuster, who's like got all the good jokes. He got a book for Christmas and he just like throws them in here. It's hilarious. Anyways, one of the ones that I thought was funny was, what do you call a cheese that's all by itself? Provolone. But ching. Hey, there's another one too. So we all know that a cow with no legs is ground beef. What do you call a cow with no rear legs? An udder drag. That's a good one, right? Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm coming off of the SHOT Show high. It's been crazy. So for everyone listening, I just got back from SHOT Show. As we briefly mentioned, I was there Monday through Thursday. What's today? Friday? All day, the 24th. SHOT Show was good. Alex, people were asking about you, mostly the wife spot. She was like, "Where's Alex?" And then
your better half, your work wife was at home.
They who was it that asked me? They said, "Where's the boss?" They're like, "Where's the boss?" And I was like, "Oh, I left him at home.
I wanted to party." Well, that's nice. Actually, people actually remember me and not just you.
Yeah, not just
wow,
me.
Wow.
And then we were talking. We said
Makes
something
me
else.
feel
She's like
warm and fuzzy.
She's like, well, I wouldn't mess with Alex. He's crazy. But you
gotta be careful for those quiet ones.
But I brought my wife, and she got to meet everybody, which was cool. And she got to see that side of things that she hasn't seen. She hasn't been to the shows with us and met all the people and all that. So that was fun. That was cool. She enjoyed that, and she got to meet a lot of people and. I got to see some cool new stuff coming out.
Yeah. What was the one thing that you were like, if I could just put this in my check bag and bring it home?
There was a few of those, but I'm always excited about what Polymer 80 is doing because they just like create the guns that you wish the manufacturer would have created. And like when Glock did that 19X thing, which was like a short 19 slide, but a full frame 17 grip. And it was like backwards of what everyone actually wanted. They're like, oh, well, we'll just make the gun that everybody wants because we can just make the frame with a 19 size grip. And then we'll make it long for the 17 slide, which is like what everyone wanted. And so like, we'll just make that. So then like, anyways, they just always do the cool stuff that like you wish the manufacturer did. They're like, okay, what does everyone actually want? Let's do that. So they got some new stuff out. They're doing the Glock 43 frames now, which is cool. They're doing a complete gun, serialized, all that stuff. It's like just buy a complete gun from them. Then they had like serialized frames from last year, and now they're also doing the SIG P320 as like a modular system, which is interesting. I have to look and see what's different about it. I mean, there's some things that are different. They always do like undercut trigger guards or some stippling or blank, so you can stipple it without having to modify it. And anyways, but the SIG serialized parts are part of the other parts of the gun. So it's not the frame itself that's serialized. So that thing doesn't have to be 80% because it's not the serialized part. Anyways, all kinds of crazy stuff that goes into like the weird,
the technical legal side of that.
yeah, you got it. So anyways, I'm going to get some stuff from them and we'll be able to play with that and check that stuff out.
Cool.
Palmetto State Armory coming out with a new pistol called the PS9, I think it is, Dagger. Anyways, it's kind of like a Glock-based pistol, but it has like a SIG P320 feeling grip. It's a little rounder, and it's got a big like finger groove in it, but it was rubbing the top of my knuckle, which I didn't like, but a really cheap price. And it takes Glock Gen 3 parts. So all the trigger stuff, the slide, the sights, everything is Glock Gen 3. Complete firearm, $299, supposed to be retail, which is a really good price. But to be honest, it felt a little clunky. It didn't feel finished to me. Like when I took the slide off, like that felt clunky, and I was like, nah, what's going on with this thing? The trigger felt a little clunky. It just didn't feel terribly refined.
Yeah.
But what can you expect for a $299 firearm? It's supposed to be like this Glock thing. So that was neat, and they're going to have different variations of it. One with a threaded barrel and suppressor sights, and then one without the threaded barrel and suppressor sights and whatnot. But it seems cool. You know, yeah. I'm sure version 2 will be better.
Like everything.
Yeah. If they ever actually come out with it, which brings me to my next point with Palmetto State Armory is their MP5 style thing. That's like an MP5 clone. They're calling it the PSA 5. Is that right, Trev? Do you know? PA5. Basically like my HK MP5, but they've updated things and tried to tweak things and make it better because that thing was designed in like the 70s. Is that when was the MP5 designed? 70 something? 60s or something? Yeah, it's a super old design. Yeah. But it's like super awesome. But they've like updated and modified and modernized some things. Yeah. But they've been saying they're coming out with this thing for like 3 years. And they just made like this other update that they made this big announcement about right before SHOT Show. And everyone's like, yeah, but when are you going to actually sell the whole gun? And they said that they had some issues and all the stuff, and they bought a company called Lead Star Firearms, which is this guy named Derek that we know who is making custom guns, and like really cool stuff. And Palmetto State Armory bought his company out because they're like, we want to own this guy and the cool stuff he's doing. Well, then he took over the engineering on all this new updated MP5 stuff, and they say that it's all worked out now. They got to figure it out, and now they just have to refine the manufacturing process, but they know how it's going to be. So they're saying by the end of the year, but they've been saying by the end of the year for 3 years. So, even the guys that were working there were like not very confident in saying that, but we're told to say that. And then this other guy's like, listen, everything in this booth is going to come out in 2020. And I was like, sure. F1 Firearms. Oh, dude, they got a sick new pistol, Glock based. Again, we can't say Glock because it's copyright and all these things, trademarks and stuff, but and patents, I'm sure, but Glock based, Glock style, Glock component compatible pistol that's all aluminum frame that takes Glock Gen 3 parts. Super rad, Trav. You'll dig that thing. But starts at like $1,700. Yikes. So you got the PSA version that's $299. You get $1,700 for the F1, but then Polymer 80's got theirs, and they're in like that $500-$600 range for like that custom style Glock, which to me is like I love.
Was there any other just outrageous thing that you saw that was like that's outrageous, it's cool, but just like one of the like you had to take the photo of it, but not practical? I mean, there's always like the belt fed stuff that you like want to have, but you can't really own very easily. So I don't know. I didn't pay attention to a lot of the stuff at the booths. I was more interested in meeting with people. You know, as I go there, we don't buy firearms. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to see the new stuff and be able to touch it and feel it and know about it. But you know, you and I always go for the networking, right? To make connections with the people and to see customers and fans and things like that, which is my favorite thing to do. And so I don't stop at every booth to see everything because it's like, cool, another AR-15 accessory. Cool. Now you make a version of a collapsible stock. Cool. You know, it's like the same sort of stuff over and over and over with a slight variation to it. And then eventually you're just like, I don't care anymore. Yeah.
Cool. You make a Glock slide. Awesome. So, I didn't say anything super outrageous that I was like, OMG.
Right.
But yeah, some of the stuff that I saw was neat, that it's coming out.
So how did the kids do while you were gone?
Good. I believe they stayed at my parents' house. Cameron went full manipulation on poor grandma. Played hooky on Wednesday. They didn't even have school Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Tuesday she goes to school. Wednesday she is falling out dead, can't live, can't make it to school. My knee hurts. I don't feel good. Da 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 da. And plays that card on my mom. So my mom calls me. She's always like, "Well, so here's what happened." I'm like, "God dang it!" And I feel like she knew she was gonna do that. Like when she found out she was staying the week at my mom's house, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to school one day. Watch this." Like I guarantee it. I just know her. She's so good at it.
So we drop in the hammer.
I don't know. I haven't even talked. Like one part of her ailment was her knee, that she uses her knee as her go-to thing to complain about why she can't do something. "Oh, I can't sleep. My knee hurts." And then the next morning she's doing backflips.
Yeah.
And nothing's wrong. And then it's anytime she doesn't want to do something, she just goes to her knee.
So is it
we've been to the doctor, we've been here. Everyone's like, "Yeah, her knee's fine. Growing pains, maybe."
So is that next time? All right, I guess you can't do gymnastics today.
I don't know. She can't miss much gymnastics because then it affects her being able to compete. So I can't pull her out.
Then she can't be complaining about her knee if it ain't a real problem.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. So I gotta deal with that. And then the other side of it was she didn't feel good and all the stuff. My mom's like, "Well, I gave her some Benadryl because she was sneezing and blah blah blah."
Yeah, we had pollen. My car was covered yellow, like it was spring.
Right. Yeah. It's
and
the weather
80 degrees here. It was ridiculous.
So my mom was like, "Hey, I think she really didn't feel good. She slept a lot, this afternoon." She had a lot of Benadryl. I pass out and go to sleep. You give me Benadryl. Are you kidding me? Of course she slept. She ain't sick. You got played.
Yeah, but kid was sleeping. So
it's so frustrating. And then never another word about it since then. So, and I have yet to even talk. I mean, I got home late last night. I saw her for 4.5 seconds. Brandy took me to school this morning. And so I'm debating whether I should even bring up the knee thing or just wait and see if she says anything else. So I'm
see if she says it tonight.
Yeah, does she complain about it? And then there's okay, there's a problem. Because I know that if I don't bring it up, she won't. And then it'll be nothing ever happened. But I don't really want her to get away with it. So I'm shoot, do I bring it up? And then I don't want her to start playing me "Oh, yeah, I forgot my knee's supposed to be hurting. I can't do that. I can't do this." So I don't know what to do. I don't have the energy. And I don't want to I don't want to stir the pot and then leave town again, because you and I are going again Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then I leave again Sunday for a week. And I don't want to stir the pot and then be like, "Peace, Brandy. Good luck with that." Because it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And then Kendall, she's a saint. She's just she's so easy. And what's really funny, Travis probably witnessed it last night maybe, but she loves it when Cameron's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's like, "But I'm being good, right, Daddy?" And she likes to rub it in and just twist the knife in Cameron. And she's like, "Well, I'm laying in my bed like a good girl, right?" I'm like, "Yes, Kendall, you're being perfect. Thank you very much." "What are you doing, Cameron?" "Put you in a headlock."
Man, I was about to put my kids in headlock last night. They while going back to why I'm tired. So I thought I had the whole, getting the pee thing figured out.
Yep.
And obviously I messed that up by myself last night.
Warm water.
But just randomly again, just waking up with quasi night terrors, but not. So it was 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. All right, go back to bed. You just carry them back. So they're sleeping in separate rooms tonight. See if they're really having terrors or if they're just trying to play us, because all we doing is one night. Because they destroyed during nap time. They never rip books and everything else. They were tearing pages. So it was time to drop the hammer. Not sleeping with your stuffed animal that you like and everything else. I'm all right, are you really upset about something, or are you just trying to play us? We'll find out.
Yeah, you being a punk.
Take it away. see if you're a punk or not. But they brought their first like I don't want to say bad word, but they're like bad word home from daycare.
Oh, I hate that.
And it's not a bad word. Y'all are gonna laugh. Listen, doo doo. But we don't use that word.
No bad word.
But think about it. We say caca and like in Spanish and everything else. But it's one of those words that they picked up. They heard it. They heard people's reaction. Then it was funny. So then it was every other thing was, oh, we're drinking some cock or doo doo. Oh, you stepped in doo doo. Oh, mommy's making doo doo. So again, it's not really bad. Like more of like a bad, like, I don't want to, that's what I was like. I didn't want to really call it a bad word, but more of like, not even like a bad habit, but like brought something home
brought something home from school
that you're like,
not normal.
That's not normal. It's like the first thing I was like, all right, so what's the next thing? You know,
dude,
like,
you don't even want to know.
Next it's gonna be not gonna be doo doo. It's gonna be the shit word. Like,
dude, the stuff that I've heard, and I'm like, where did you hear that? And I'm like, of course I know they got it from school or whatever, but it's because, and that's the one thing I hate about my kids being in public schools is they're there with like kids up to 5th grade, you know, and then there's like the kids that have the older brothers and sisters, so that they're hearing things at home and they bring that to the classroom, and then it comes back to my house, and I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
I am not okay with this.
Granted, I bet you'd have that everywhere unless you were like homeschooling.
Right. And it was the same for us, I'm sure. I don't really recall, but it's like, you know, you just hear stuff at school that you're like, that you say on the school bus, but you don't say at home. You know what I mean? Like,
I forget what it. I don't remember what it was.
The school bus.
But there was something I said once, and I forget exactly what it was. But I said it at like, I think it was like my dad came home from work, and I was like kind of like in the living room playing, and I said something I'd overheard. I didn't know any of the context of the word. I just remember it was like you could hear the DJ like, like, and he just walks over, like, "What did you say?" And I was like, da da da. And he was like, "You do not say that." Whack. I was like, oh, shoot, I don't even know what did I just say? Oh, nevertheless, didn't say that word again.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
But anyways, yeah, we've so now we're playing the game of like, do we address? Granted, it's not really, again, it's not a bad word. It's just like after you say it, every other word is that word. You're like, all right, we like, how do I nip this in the butt? Butt, whatever. Butt. Is it what? Bud?
I think it's butt. I don't know.
Butt? Nip it in the butt? Whatever.
That's my understanding of the phrase.
Or like bringing it up. Does that like fuel the fire? Almost like you're like, I don't want to bring up the knee, but I want to address it. It's like, I want to bring up this word, but I want to bring more attention that I'm actually like,
not okay.
Well, why are you saying that every other word? Like, you're not drinking doo-doo water. You're not drinking, like, you know. It's like, God.
Oh yes, they are.
It's just annoying.
Uh-huh. That's life.
It's kids.
Like it could, the other side of it too is it could be so much worse. It could be like a real problem.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That or it could be like using the F word like casually, and you're like, you're 3.5.
Uh-huh. Well, there's some stuff that like my kids, like, we make sure that they know that bad words are bad words. And there's things I'll say, so I'll yell at the dogs that are barking. I'll be like, shut up. Oh, daddy said a bad word. I'm like, no, I didn't. You know? I'm like,
oh, I've done that all the time.
I'm like, wait, didn't I just say shut up? And I'm like, Kendall, what did I say? She's like, I can't say it. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure I didn't say anything bad. Like, I didn't say a bad word. Like, it's not nice to say, maybe, but it's not a bad word. So like, let's be clear. But like, well, you said a bad word. I'm like, I think I just told the dogs to shut up.
Well, so I say the word stop it a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so it'd be like kids are doing something, like, stop it. But it's like, that's not really helpful because they're 3, like, don't climb on the table is better than stop it. But, you know, in the moment, you're just like, stop it. So like, I've heard them be like, stop it, Anders, stop it. I'm like, oh, crap.
Little parrots.
Here we go.
Little parrots.
Yeah.
What else is on the docket? I haven't been here in a week. What have I missed here? Anything exciting? I know you guys missed me and all the noise I make.
Yeah, you were missed a lot. Actually, we do need you to sign off on some stuff, so you kind of have some work to do when we get done with the podcast for some of the new stuff on the way.
I'm so pumped.
But
and based on some of the trends that I saw and some of the people I talked to about some of the things that we've got going on, I think it's going to be well received.
Perfect.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
But yeah, well, I'm trying to think what else has been going on. I've been in spreadsheet land.
Fun.
What else? Yeah, just putting our head down, trying to make 2020 work, trying to figure it all out again. It's like every year, when you run your own business, you just have to clock. Well, it's like every day is a reset. So every day you got to every day.
Yeah, it's tough.
Every day you got to do that with work, marriage, kids. Reset.
So in Vegas, I was with Vaughn, aka the Man Spot. We were putting together all of our master plans to win the races. So for those of you listening, we are headed to King of the Hammers. Like maybe by the time you hear this podcast, we leave on next Sunday.
February 2nd.
The 2nd, we're leaving. Okay, so the race is like the 5th, I think, is the actual race day. And that is like a brutal, treacherous race through the desert. We're racing 3 Jeeps in conjunction with Impulse Off-Road. We raced last year with just Man Spot's Jeep, and we got 70-something miles into that, and then we had a fuel pump failure. That sucked. That put us out of the race because we didn't have a spare fuel pump, and they had to get towed back. So that was a real buzzkill, but we learned a lot from it. And then we went the following month to the Mint 400 and went a lap and a half, which is like 130 miles or something like that. Anyways, a lap and a half, which is a long ways. And this is ridiculous, like racing / rock crawling / whatever through the desert and in the mountains and like unbelievable terrains. It's stuff that you look at and you're like, there's no way any vehicle is going through that. And they do. And it's like, holy crap, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got like a lap and a half in and got hit by another truck that pushed our Jeep off the track into this big embankment and pushed the motor up from underneath, broke the motor mounts. So it just turned into a big mess, and that put us out of the race again. But Impulse Off-Road finished both races. They finished King of the Hammers barely. They finished both, right? They did pretty well. I'm excited. So anyways, we got 3 Jeeps going to be at both races this year. Vaughn's Jeep will remain green and yellow as it was last year, and I'm sure you guys have seen pictures of it. And then the 2 other Jeeps are going to be red and black and blue and black. And so we'll have 3 Jeeps out there racing. We're pumped about it because we're going to win something. Hopefully. At least finish. But the problem, the weak points turned out to be the steering linkage. Actually, it wasn't even the steering linkage. It was the, not the pitman arm, but there's a bracket that centers the differential under the Jeep. But as the differential shifts, it changes the steering geometry. So, God, what is that arm called? Anyways, there's like a bend.
You're already speaking like
Well, there's
German
a bend in the arm.
Here. I'm like,
and it's almost like the arms didn't get heat treated or something, but they were soft and like every single one of them bent the exact same way. So they all looked like a question mark. They were all just jacked, like the exact same spot in all of them that came from the same manufacturer. So apparently, they've got some newer, stiffer, better arms this go around, and so that's ideally not a weak point. They've also beefed up the motor mounts on all the Jeeps after Vaughn's incident with having the motor mounts all ripped out.
Bringing an extra fuel pump.
They've redid that whole fuel system after the last fuel pump issue, so I think that should be pretty good. That's such a rare, like, fuel pumps are not normally something that fail like that.
Gotcha.
So anyways, that's the racing. That's the racing news and updates. So I hope you guys watch that. There's going to be live streams of that online. I will make sure to add links to that like the day of, for sure, on like Facebook and Instagram. I'll do like swipe ups or something to those too, so everyone can track and watch that because that'll be fun.
Cool.
I hope. As long the internet, we bought some internet while we're there, So hopefully we have access because it is like middle of nowhere desert.
Was it Johnson's Valley,
Johnson Valley,
California?
California.
It's like 3 hours.
Hammertown
from Vegas.
Yeah.
It's almost like equal distance from
Vegas and LA.
LA. I think it's actually shorter from LA, but when you go through LA traffic
yeah, the distance is shorter from LA. But it's Joshua Tree, basically. California.
Like one of the entrances to the
It's beautiful out there, and it is unbelievable the amount of hundreds of thousands of people that show up in the middle of the desert where there is no humanity whatsoever. But once a year, hundreds of thousands of people show up out there to race, and it's like RVs as far as you can see, and trucks and Jeeps and dirt bikes, and it's awesome. It's like Burning Man for race cars. It's cool. It's fun. And cold.
Yeah.
Does it look better? The sandstorms, dude. Holy crap. Travis and I are like trying to cover cameras up, like sand's blowing like crazy. That was nuts. I had never seen anything like that before. Woo-hoo-wee.
At least you know now.
Yeah. We're going prepared in a slightly larger RV. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That would be very helpful.
Boss man upgraded. As long as y'all know how to drive it.
Oh, yeah.
I bought all the additional insurance, so don't go off-roading on it, but
we did go off-roading in the last one.
Yes.
We were like on the track trying to get there. Now we know right where to go, but like, God.
Follow the signs.
Bless.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Cool. Well, good. Yeah, that should be fun.
Mm-hmm. What else? Anything else? Anything that we didn't cover?
I don't think so.
Well, that's the update. Sorry that we missed last week's podcast. Was it just we missed 1 week? I don't know. We've had a lot going on in and out of town, filming other stuff. Cameras are ripped down, so we just skipped a week of podcast. Sorry about that. We'll make up for it. We should do a live podcast or something from King of the Hammers. I need to do some work right now trying to get some people that are out there on the podcast. The Povies would be good. So the Povies, who are customers, they work for the Red Bull race team. He's like the head manufacturer, fabricator for the Red Bull race truck. And they're out there and they're awesome and they're customers. They love us. So I think that'd be cool if I could get him on the podcast, talk about racing and the life they live out racing and on the road with the Red Bull trophy truck. That thing is badass too. And then if I can squeeze BJ Baldwin, would be cool to talk to. I wonder if I can line that up. Jesse James is out there. I wonder if I can. I got some work to do. I got to get some people on there and see if we can score an hour with these people on the RV. Do a kind of a down and dirty podcast. Be fun. Be awesome to talk to those guys. Demolition Matt, I talked to him recently. He was like, yeah, I don't really want to do the podcast, but if I can catch him out there, I'm going to try to squeeze him on the podcast. Matt, I hope you're listening.
Yeah.
Punk.
He does all kinds of cool stuff.
He does all the good stuff. But if anyone else is out there that's listening to this, that's out there, wants to be a guest on the podcast, I'd love to have you. We'll probably be doing that. We'll be out there for a week, so we could do at least one in the evening. Every evening, there's some downtime. So that'll be fun. But anyways, we'll wrap it up and not just chatter on. Thanks for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, ratings, reviews, all the things. We would appreciate that. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.